In this video, I will show you how I mixed and poured concrete to make the footings and piers for the Casita build. I mixed 32 bags of concrete by hand for this foundation. The footings are 16 inches deep and 16 by 16 in width. I used some steel grids I bought long ago as the reinforcing grid for my footings. They aren't very deep, but they are much wider than the usual hole and sonotube that most people use as a foundation. I know from experience that a foundation without a footing will quickly sink in this black clay soil. A simple hole drilled into the earth and a sonotube is like your finger pushing into a pot of soil. It will sink easily. Now, take that same pot of soil and place a ceramic tile on top of it. Now try to push your finger through the tile into the soil. You'll notice how much harder it is to push down. This is the effect that I'm trying to achieve. You'll notice my piers are not centered on the footings. This was a mistake I made when measuring for the beams. I set my string lines for the outside perimeter of the building. I should have set them for the center line of the beams. A lesson learned for the next build. Even though my piers are off center, they will still be supported by the wide footings. If you're wondering what the half-inch PVC pipe is for, I will show it in a later video. I can tell you, it is used for a mechanical connection to hold the beams down to the piers. Now I know a lot of you are going to tell me that my rebar cage is wrong, and you aren't wrong in doing so. I should have 3/8 bars and a grid on the bottom and some J-bars tying it in. But some of you will be familiar with the idea of using what you got. So, doing the best I can, this is what I've done. And since the building is only 16 by 24, I think this will be just fine. If there are any other questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. I'm always up for learning something new. Now you can watch the rest of the foundation construction.
Now comes the fun part, stripping the forms to see the finished product. I forgot to vibrate this one, and you can tell. You can see all the holes where there were air bubbles. The chamfer strip detail looks good. I wanted to see the texture of the OSB on this project. If you don't want to see that texture, use a smooth material to make the forms. I'm happy with the results. Let's check it with the 6-foot level. Looks like it is dead on. Let's keep going with the pier construction. You can see all the air bubbles popping on the surface. I forgot to put the pipe in place on this one. I managed to get it in place before the concrete cured. Sorry, the video here is a bit jumpy. I'm still a beginner at video editing. I buried some of the forms, so I had to break them off. I'm almost done taking off all the concrete forms. This one looks really nice. Keep going with that form stripping. Checking my work. It is really looking good. The piers are finally ready for construction. Stay tuned for the next vid, where I start building the beams for the Casita build.